Okay, well, why don't we get started, and I hope they'll toggle over. Great show yesterday, a lot of interesting products and services, and we're excited to kick off today. As Eric mentioned, my name is Scott Moriarty. This is Charlie White, and together we are the co-founders of Thwakk. Now you get it, hence the badge of the name. Today we're here to show you about an exciting new product that we call Moto Island. Moto Island is a 3D immersive financial education platform that couples as a customer acquisition tool. Not your typical financial education, and I think that's important. What you're seeing in front of you is a 3D immersive virtual world. We utilize that virtual world to help position your products and services over the context of a simulated lifetime. What you're seeing here are players that are in here actually interacting with the game and making decisions. So why have we created this environment? Well, I think we all understand the importance of the youth demographic. With nearly 100 million youth under the age of 25 and nearly $200 billion of purchasing power, we need to try to find ways to attract and educate these youth. And we've seen a lot of great products already here today really focused on that. What we've done a little differently is we've tried to position those in the context of a simulated lifetime and really leverage the tools that they're immersed in. So if anybody's been bit by the penguin at home, you understand what I mean. This is how kids interact with the internet today. They're using games, they're using virtual worlds to interact in these spaces. What we've done a little differently is we have created this avatar-based learning. So as Schmitty is here talking to some of the players actually in the game, why don't we meet Schmitty and take a closer look? Schmitty is my avatar. And as you can see here, as Charlie zooms in, he looks just like me, doesn't he? Schmitty is a 3D virtual representation of me, and everything that I touch and look at inside this world will be reflected inside this avatar. And that becomes very important because as we talk about the importance of financial education, what we want to do is have educated individuals come to our organizations, but the complexity of our products has increased and their awareness of those products has become increasingly less not obvious, and we can see that with the results of the existing text-based flat financial education platforms that we've seen out there. So what we want to do is help give you avatars that can be deployed over multiple channels, whether it be the web or, more importantly, what a lot of our clients are doing now is bringing it into the classroom and giving them life decisions. As we look at this auto dealership, we see a variety of cars and tools here, and instead of giving them the right answer, what we say is you need to buy a car as the first phase of your 18 to 65-year-old simulated lifetime. Within that lifetime, we're going to introduce concepts like buying a car, buying or renting a home, planning for college or a career path, and saving for retirement. The decisions that they make early on will affect what they do down the road, and we've actually seen that in our results, and you can come by and watch some videos because I think you'll be impressed with what they say. Charlie's pulled up our heads-up display. What the heads-up display is a similar function that gamers use, and this drives what they look at in the game. What you'll see in there are a variety of information like credit score, age, and mood and happiness meters, as well as the challenge that come up on the right-hand side. What Charlie's in the process of doing is actually buying the car. He's given a scenario and a variety of rates and terms and looking to integrate them into his decisions. Ultimately, his decisions will be affected, and once he gets in and drives that car, if he made the right decision, his score will go up. If he made the wrong decision, what we very often see is feedback that hits them over the head and ultimately makes them maybe go bankrupt and have to start over. Let them fail in a safe environment, as you can see here, and you'll actually be able to extrapolate that out. The final thing, and I'm going to hand it off to Charlie here, is the understanding that what we do with this information is create experience. And that avatar is a database of information that we're going to show you how you use that data.
Okay, so hopefully you have a good idea of how this can be a very compelling financial education platform within its own right. But it actually is something that you invest in. It pays dividends back to you. And the way that it does that is through creating actionable data in the avatar that we can then mine and use for different purposes. We've thrown together a screen here to just kind of illustrate how the data is collected in the back end. If you look at the aggregated view tab over there, what you'll see is on the aggregated tab, the last 250 transactions that have occurred in terms of interfacing within the platform. We can drill in on any one of the avatars and just kind of show you some of the information that's collected. What you see here is an avatar her name, Lori Vanderbilt, and that's the person behind the avatar. We collect some information from them at the point of registration. For example, different channels that we can communicate with them on. Email, text messaging, they've opted in for those types of things. We also assign points, which are essentially a pseudo credit score. You can see Lori hasn't had a large amount of experience in the game. Her history shows that she just started out. So one of the things that you might want to do is provide incentives to get her to continue to come in and build on her knowledge base. Let's take a look at another avatar. If we go and take a look at, let's say, Mike, what we see here is Mike has a little bit higher Moto points, which is essentially a pseudo credit score. He's, in a sense, less of a risk for you to do some business with, and this is how you're segmenting your prospective customer population. As we take a look at his individual performance, what we see with Mike is using red, yellow, green, very easy to identify how he's performing across 8 different areas of financial education. He has a good working knowledge of the aspects of credit cards. So what you might want to do as a financial institution is offer him his first credit card. Let's say he's 18 years old, and you might want to take that rate that you charge down a little bit and provide some incentives that way. So all this actionable data, hopefully you can see how that can be used. One of the things that I would like to talk about in the hall is there's a secret to really how do we get teens to come out and actually utilize this, and how do you get the most impact. What I'd like you to do is stop by. We're in the corner out there, and we have some real secrets that I think you'll find compelling to get teens to come out. The bottom line, what I'd like to say about this thing is we hear all the time that young people don't understand our products and services, and we don't have any cool products or services. This is a cool product. 71% of teens that played this game would recommend it to a friend. Teachers love it, parents love it. Come see us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.